But we're on a VPN.
All right.
Okay. Nope. There we go. All right. It says we're live again.
Please comment. Can you hear us? Are there disruptions? We had some technical issues with the previous attempt to break an important story tonight. And let's say coincidentally and ironically, the night that we have to break this story, the previous video is unwatchable. There's incomprehensible. You can't
hear names I named. You can't hear anything we were talking about about halfway through, I'd say. We got 9 minutes, but it was actually 36 minutes.
Yeah, it was 36 minutes chopped up into 9 minutes. So there's tons of stuff that you didn't see or hear. And then there's parts where you can see but not hear. So, is this the world that you want to live in? You people that are staying flat on your tails. Do you want to live in a world where free speech is not free?
That was my topic, too.
We were going to talk about free. It's not just something that's happening to other people. Free speech is happening to me. It's free speech violations and interference has been happening to me for the past 3 years. And since I stepped out into the light as a dissident activist. And, this looks like interference to me because it was just too selective.
And I'm saying I don't know, but I am running a VPN now.
Yeah.
Can you check and see on your phone?
Yeah, we'll do quality control, and if you want to do the news, you can. But
all right, because the main thing we were doing, we were updating you news about the website. Please look at it. Let me put that back in the comments again. www.halifactsoasis.com. And our email address is disturbed. I need my glasses. disturbedoasis@gmail.com, because we would like for you to contribute to this website that I've created. So that's why I'm posting that information. I'd like for you to look at it because it's very bits and pieces now. It's got a long way to go, but what I'm trying to do is get the information to you to become involved in these things and have a voice. We gave you a couple of updates on some things, and we had some national topics we were going to talk about. And then we also mentioned the new format we're doing. We're now going to run 3 shows a week. We're going to have the 2 of us together on Wednesday night. Sean's going to do a show on Thursday night that's more opinionated, and I'm going to do a show on Friday night that's more news, politics, education.
Yes.
Is it running?
If there's a lag, so it's not running exactly live, but it's consistent. The video and audio are consistent, and that's good enough.
Okay, and so the main thing we were trying to get out there tonight, that I'm irritated to have to do this again, is that as we have delved into the local politics and the Board of Supervisors, we are beginning to get a very clear picture of a lot of dysfunction. Mm-hmm. I also updated you on which members, where'd the list go? I just had it. What they're saying and doing, whether or not they're giving us interviews. Just had this in my hand. Here we go. District 1, which is Riddle, I've left a message. Roller gave us a interview. Mr. Pinnell, District 3, I have left multiple messages and he won't even return my call. Witt, District 4, he said, I don't do podcasts or Facebook, and I asked him how he would talk to his constituents, and he said that they could get his number off the website, it's public, and call him. Mr. Smart gave us an interview. Brandon says he will, but we have not been able to pin him down. McDowell answered and told me there's too much going on in the county and it's just a bad time. He wouldn't do an interview. Mr. Claiborne was the worst because I've left messages, text messages, and he said on a live podcast that he would interview with us, but he has stonewalled and put me off for weeks.
Right.
Dixon, who's the only challenger we haven't interviewed, has agreed to do an interview, but we cannot seem to coordinate a time. We're trying again next week. So that's because I've been asked multiple times about the status of the interviews and what's going on with them. So anyway, in the process of all that, I've made a lot of contacts. I've got people who are giving me a lot of information. I've got some very reliable sources. And there was a meeting called Monday night by the Board of Supervisors, and it boiled down to being a personnel issue and them going into closed session for 40 minutes, coming out, making no announcements or engaging. And a sitting board member told us that he was told this meeting was supposed to be about the county administrator position, that they had something like 18 resumes, CVs, whatever, that they were to go down and whittle down to 3 or 4 candidates.
Right.
So that was supposed to be the meat of the meeting, and they had not seen the resumes. They did not want them to see the resumes because they thought it might leak out.
That's what they said. And then this was as of last Thursday. So the meeting where they...
The meeting was Monday.
Yeah, so as of last Thursday, Supervisor Smart told us that that they're going to they had not received the 18 resumes yet, that they were going to have a meeting, that it was going to mostly be in closed session, and that turned out to be true, and that they were going to be whittling down, like you just said, whittling down from 18 to 3 to 4 applications. Now, apparently, I've been told they only went into closed session for about 40 minutes.
It was 40 minutes, yeah. And he had also expressed his frustration at the quickness of this, that it didn't feel right.
2 minutes per candidate. You know, that's 2 minutes for discussing each candidate.
If it was 18, yeah,
for
sure. So anyway, nothing came out of that, but then I got from a very reliable source today, and if I am wrong, I will apologize for it, but I don't think I am.
Right.
That the person has actually already been picked.
The person has been picked.
So this whole thing about meetings and closed sessions is kind of just for show. His name is Ron.
It appears to be.
His name is, it appears to be. His name is, well, if it looks like a duck, Ron Brade. Ron Brade. B-R-A-D-E.
Yes.
His history, he worked for NASA. He's been a COO for Xavier University in Louisiana. He's a local person. He has family here, and we do believe the family has ties to some board members.
Right.
But if this person is hired a couple weeks, couple months, or whatever from now, how did I know this before the entire board even went through all the resumes and even whittled it down to a lower number?
Right.
Even scheduled any interviews.
Right.
So through everything else that's been accumulating, and I'm going to talk about this a lot more on Friday night, thing is I'm seeing a very, and this is from an outsider,
right.
Very dysfunctional Board of Supervisors.
Well, and just to connect the dots, an anonymous tipster insinuated to us that that individual felt like what was actually happening is that this individual, Mr. Blade, was it Brade?
Brade.
Ron Brade was selected like maybe, weeks ago, maybe like 2 weeks ago.
Even a couple weeks ago, yeah.
And that this was just a sham process to push through somebody that the majority faction of the board can control or is in cahoots with them or something like that. That is the accusation. Now, some of these details cannot be verified, but we have gotten tips that Mr. Brade is socially connected with the majority faction of the board and has been for a long time.
Well, only one we kind of explored. We haven't.
Yeah.
This is kind of new. We still got a lot more to explore.
Yeah.
But this is it.
Right. And so, I mean, look, put your thinking cap on. How do you feel about this Halifax County taxpayer that the next after rushing through the ouster of Scott Simpson, after rushing through the inster of Tomika Morgan to work 2 jobs, only 2 days a week, being paid $25,500 per month plus benefits. And then that got rushed, and now this is being rushed. They waited as long as they could to announce the special meeting. They didn't release the resumes even to the other supervisors until the last minute, maybe a couple days prior, perhaps. And then they did a closed session for 40 minutes where they were supposed to be discussing 18 different applicants and whittling it to eight people, by the way. I mean, maybe even the tiebreaker attends those closed sessions. I'm sure he does. 9 people discussing 18 applications to whittle it down to 3 to 4, and they only spent 40 minutes on it, and it's not like these people had a long time to review the resumes.
Even if it was 4 resumes in 40 minutes, that's 10 minutes each. That's still not...
I agree. I couldn't agree more.
It's ridiculous.
This looks like a process where the majority faction of the board, what it appears to be, they rushed through who they wanted to put into the position anyway.
And it's just like not answering phone calls, not returning messages. What have you got to hide? Because that's what it looks like.
Yeah. And look, we're not boycotting them, they're boycotting us, And I said on the stream that you did not hear Give us feedback. If you just don't like our style, if you just don't like the color of our skin, let us know, and we will figure out an accommodation to where you can have a process that you're comfortable with. We're not going to treat you different than we treat the other faction. You know, we ask hard-hitting questions that they don't want us to ask them to the other faction too. And you guys are denying yourself access to that process by not giving it. The other side is giving us tips. We'll take your tips too. We'll pursue your tips too. You're choosing to boycott us. You're choosing not to engage us, and therefore you're choosing to deny yourself the resource that we are.
So I'm gonna play the devil's advocate.
Oh,
well,
please
who are you? You're nothing but just an obscure, and your opinions don't matter.
7,000 views on one video, 2,000 videos on two other videos, in a county of 32,000 people, less than 33,000 people as of 2023. That's who we are.
And there's a lot more I'm going to discuss Friday night about this entire situation, but that is something we wanted to break and talk about tonight, because it's just, God, really.
Yeah, and you know, Kamala Harris didn't go on the podcast circuit either, and look how that turned out for her. Digital is not the future anymore, boomers. Digital is the present. And if you don't want to engage digital, then you don't want to engage. And if you keep not engaging, then you're not going to be a problem anyway, because you're going to select yourself out of office. Because all it's going to take is a younger, more attractive black Democrat male to decide to run against Brian Claiborne, and Brian Claiborne's out with this next election cycle, because he's made his name mud. Nobody made his name mud but him.
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on any of that right now, but I will go into it much further Friday. But, you know, we put in like 40 minutes before we aborted that last one, and I'm not going to take it down. I'm going to leave it.
So you can see what it looks like. And
yeah,
you can see that, look, this is the VPN difference. Now that our IP address is hidden, all of a sudden you can hear us. Put it together, people.
Well,
We think. You think, I know.
Well.
Wake it up, people. Put it together. The VPN is one now, and our quality is much better now. We've hidden our IP address. All of a sudden you can hear us.
But that's the main thing we wanted to push out in this last bit, because I'm a little too tired to try and rehash the
Okay,
entire
we don't
thing.
have to do the whole thing. Let's just, we broke the story. We broke the story. We received an anonymous tip that we believe is credible, that Ron Brade is going to be the next county administrator.
He's been chosen.
He's been coordinated. The position currently occupied by Tamika Morgan, formerly Scott Simpson, will be Ron Brade, according to our tipster. And so if this was a legitimate process, like Lisa said, how do we know the name?
Right, you know, and all you can do is wait it out and see. But at that point,
prove us wrong. We would love for you to prove us wrong.
Well, and I'll be the first person. Come on here and say, sorry, I got bad information.
Yeah,
okay.
do a real. Yeah, that's why it's anonymous tipster. We're reporting the tip.
But I think it's credible, very credible.
By all appearances, this seems to be what has happened. That this person was pre-selected, and they did a sham process.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know, because there's just so much nepotism going on in the world. It's just, God, it's just so not fair. And that's the thing. I have such cronyism.
Cronyism.
I had that word out today, was talking about it, the cronyism of
MAFIA.
God. So, but we really would appreciate you looking at the website and giving us some feedback on it and helping us get more subscribers and followers.
Right.
And tomorrow night, Sean may be doing his podcast. It depends if he can get set up in time, but I'll definitely be doing Friday. Mine's going to be, I was going to do 7, just keep everything at 7.
I'm going to do mine at 8.
At 8, I'll do mine probably at 7.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're just going to leave it at that, because now I'm a little tired and cranky because I hate technical difficulties.
We deserve better than this. We deserve better than to have to hide our IP address to stream.
Yeah, I'm real eager to see what's happened with this.
We deserve better than this, and you deserve better than this too, because we're just the ones sticking our necks out now. If you ever decide to say something that somebody doesn't want heard, this will happen to you too.
Well, I don't know.
It's been happening to me for 3 years. I do know.
First Amendment rights. We'll talk about that.
First Amendment. You know, we don't have freedom of speech anymore. It's already gone.
But thank you for your support, your comments, and much love. That burning hill was the coolest thing I did. That was so far. I loved that. It was fun. I can't wait to get out there and do more stuff. Oh yeah, see all that I talked about in the first video.
Are we about to sign out?
We're signing off.
If you are disturbed by the things that you see, then we, my friend, are the oasis for thee, and you need to subscribe to us on YouTube. And we're gonna try to stream live on YouTube next week through Streamlabs. That's probably going to be where you find us. Go ahead and subscribe over there. to YouTube. Hit the bell for notifications because we may not be live on Facebook next week. Okay.
And all those links are on the website.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.